To transform the future, you have to believe the future is transformable. So therefore, education that transforms the future must do two things. One, it must be driven by a mission. Number two, it must transcend paper certification to the acquisition of skills that drive that mission. It's not the paper you graduate with today that will make you successful. It's the rigors and the discipline of innovation, analytical, creative, critical thinking that you have mastered today. Apply them. We have people with multiple PhDs, but PhDs don't change nations. It's a mission in a heart that we use to drive changes.
This is the JB Show, and it's your life by design.
It is with great pride we now invite one of our industry partners, Mr. Joe Abbas Bangura, the Chief Executive Officer of Life by Design Group, to address our graduates.
Thank you very much, honorable ministers present here today, distinguished ladies and gentlemen on the podium, faculty, graduates. Graduates, are you happy you're here at this stage? It gives me great privilege, and of course your loved ones who are out there, celebrate them again. We've done it. We cannot do it enough. So just celebrate our loved ones who are out there watching us see the fruits of the labor they've put in for the last couple of years together. I'm grateful for this opportunity to the senior management and council of Limkokwing University for this privilege granted me today to be industry guest speaker for this auspicious occasion. To our graduates, as we celebrate this significant milestone, there's some thoughts that have been reflecting and bubbling in my mind that I'd like us to reflect on a little. Let's ponder on this. I've been pondering on the theme, in particular, transforming the future. And first, to transform the future, you have to believe the future is transformable. You have to believe the future can be changed. You have to believe it's possible. Instead of running commentaries on the past and what's not working, people who would transform the future believes it's possible, and they proactively take steps to do something, identify what needs doing, and do those things to be able to make sure the future is transformed. So therefore, education that transforms the future must do two things. In all my observation and reflection that have been made, and they must do two things. One, it must be driven by a mission. Number two, it must transcend paper certification to the acquisition of skills that drive that mission. Let me echo this again. Education that would transform our nation. Education that moved away all the way from Malaysia and sowed the seeds that would drive transformation in Sierra Leone is education that will be driven by two things. That will be driven by two things. One, mission. Number two, it goes beyond paper qualification to acquisition of skills to drive that mission. Let's pause a moment and, if you just reflect for a few seconds on the video we were showed earlier. You look at Professor Tansri and you see every bit of him somebody that had a mission. He wasn't doing what he was doing to tick the box, a partial fulfillment of a requirement that was put on him to achieve a certificate. He had a mission in his heart. He was driven by mission. And he quoted in one of the stuff, I don't know if you heard that, but it said, it's not the paper you graduate with today that will make you successful. It's the rigors and the discipline of innovation, analytical, creative, critical thinking that you have mastered today. Apply them. Apply these. And the discipline of selfless service. That's what will transform this nation. That's what will transform the future. It's not a certificate you take away today. I looked at the Limkokwing website. I discovered that the global vision was developing creative, innovative, and enterprising individuals. Do we have any of them here today? And it says every graduate, I have to get my glasses to help me move through this. But it says, there's some smaller text here. Pardon me. So every graduate is groomed to become a responsible global citizen, highly resilient to the environment, using creative and innovative skills to provide solutions that generate wealth for the nation, and sustain global peace. Do we have anybody here who would be going to be doing that? I push again forward. There's one big educationist in Africa, Fred Swanika. Fred Swanika is the founder for the African Leadership University. He gave a talk, Reimagining Education. And he said, instead of people being asked to declare a major in universities, he said he would rather, in addition, or more importantly, people are asked to declare a mission. Don't just declare a major. Declare a mission. Declare a mission. We have people with multiple PhDs, but PhDs don't change nations. PhD don't change nations. It's a mission in a heart that we use to drive changes. So it says declare a mission. So imagine African Leadership University, when you go there, you don't just declare a major, you declare a mission. What is your life mission? What am I going to make sure is changed before I leave the face of this planet? This is education that transforms the future. It's first of all driven by a mission. It's first of all driven by a mission. Now, you know, can you imagine you going for an interview? Just think for one moment, you go for an interview. I'm dealing to my second point now. The first is a mission. The second is education, acquisition of relevant skills to drive the mission. Imagine you go for an interview. Some of us will soon be going to go for an interview. And imagine you have a file load of your certificates, and the people in the panel only took 2 minutes to look at the files, but spent 58 minutes of your 1-hour interview asking you questions around your skills. Can you handle the project management software we use? Can you use a CRM? Can you tell us about your leadership skills? How many people have you led? What's the biggest team you've led? Can you code? Can you design? Can you sell? Can you use an accounting software? This is what talks in the marketplace. This is what talks in the marketplace. And that is why I can't be more proud to be a partner with Limkokwing University. Put your hands together for this great university. I can't be more proud to be a partner with Limkokwing University, because what we're doing here, what Limkokwing is doing in our nation is uniquely, this is from Tansri, Professor Tansri himself, is uniquely practical and industry relevant education. Put your hands together for that. A few weeks ago, I had the privilege to be taken around and show the items that some of you exhibited after the exhibition you had in the university there. And I can't tell you how impressed I was with the quality of the work you did. Put your hands together for yourself. And with this environment being created where the faculty can work together with students to execute live commercial projects as part of their practical work, the result you get is graduates who would enter the workforce in the country and being able to add value from day one. So we quote again, for education to have education that transforms the future, it must be driven by a mission, it must transcend paper certification. Now, some of you know my story. You know, born to illiterate parents, I dropped out of school. I, failed all I had was 2 failed O-levels, illiterate parents, and nothing else to go to. I discovered from a mentor that I could change and shape my future by the choices I make every day. Not shaped by my history, but the future. My future can be shaped by the choices I made every day. That's what gave birth to Life by Design. I found a mission. That mission drove every education that I did for the rest of my life. That's what has brought me here today. A mission, and education that drives that mission. And I'll give you just one testimonial and I'll close. Saltin Masali, 2013, June, a young man, software developer. I saw an email around about 12 noon. I am a 22-year-old software developer, former World Bank consultant, and that was the headlines. He asked for a meeting. I got back to him, saw him in 24 hours. Salty said he had a dream, he had a vision. He had just come back from the United States of America, failed, he dropped out of university for family reasons. Here he was, he had no education, no job, but he had one thing which I think is so important. He had a skill. He had taught himself to code, he had developed a product, and he wanted me to help him take that product to the market. And within a week, we got a space for IDT Labs. It was up and running. And within 6 months, IDT Labs was born, $50,000 capital was raised, and $350,000. And 3 years later, we grew IDT Labs into 25 staff, resident in 3 continents, with annual turnover of more than $600,000. Quite recently, we signed an MOU with Limkokwing University. Life by Design, Startup Body Shop have signed an MOU with Limkokwing. I can't tell you how thrilled I am that we have this opportunity, because 2 things are going to happen. Number one, if you have an idea here, you have a business idea. I have lots of stories I could tell you of people who had, all they had was ideas. But we have the capacity to take the ideas and get them to fly. Anybody understand what I'm saying? So 2 things are going to be happening under the MOU. Number one, if you have an idea, talk to Mr. Bashir. Talk to Mr. Bashir immediately after this event. If you have an idea that you think can fly, talk to Mr. Bashir. We'll give that idea as wing. Secondly, I would soon be coming to the campus as guest lecturer, and I'll be looking for talent. I'll be looking for stars. Any stars here today? So you're going out now, talk to Mr. Bashir, but I'm coming to the campus to talk to stars. I just want to echo again as I round up what Tansri said, Professor Tansri. I just echo again what he said. It's not the paper you graduate with today that will make you successful. It's the rigors and the disciplines of innovation, analytical thinking, creative thinking, critical thinking that you master and apply, and the disciplines of selfless service that will take you there. I echo what some of us had said. Go and make the impossible. Never settle for what the condition sets around you and reduce you to. We had the song, right? We are unstoppable. How many of us believes that? We said again, we are who we've been waiting for. You want education in this country to change? You want to transform the future? You have to be part of that journey by declaring a mission for yourself and use the education you have now to make that happen. Thank you all very much.
This is the JB Show, and it's your life by design.